The purpose of this meeting is to brief you all on the plan for the successful liberation of Elizabeth Castle. This will entail ensuring that Islet is cleared from all Germans, and additionally ensuring that all arms, ammunition and ordnance is made safe, that all demolition charges, booby traps and mines are identified and, if possible, clearly marked. As you know, one troop comprising of 28 gunners, plus other elements of Force 135, were landed this morning on Elizabeth Castle, the 12th of May 1945, at 08:30 hours. Many of you were part of the landing party. Other elements of Force 135 have also joined us here since. As you further know, the situation was that the troop commander has seen fit to return to shore, leaving one section of gunners, that is you gentlemen, here on the islet. For the continued work in clearing the castle, we have gathered elements of the Royal Signals, such as yourself, Mr. Bentley, the Royal Navy, of course, such as myself and leading handler Parge, as well as one section of Ajax Troop, B Battery, 620 Regiment, Royal Artillery, will be acting in an infantry role during your stay here at Elizabeth Castle. Together under the red flash of Force 135, we shall be ensuring that this islet is cleared of all Germans and made safe accordingly. Elizabeth Castle is the seat of many ancient persons here in Jersey, including Sir Walter Raleigh, who was the governor here in the island in the 1600s, so it is fitting that the elements of you men here with Force 135 should be ordered and barracked in the governor's house just to the top of the castle, which you can see up there, gentlemen. During the occupation of Elizabeth Castle by enemy forces, the castle was transformed into a stützpunkt, essentially a strong point, and it was intended to form part of the defences for St Albans Bay and St Helier Harbour. We further understand that during the latter stages of the occupation, the castle was used as a detention camp for military defaulters. Do we have any questions so far, gentlemen?
No, sir. Okay.
Pursuant to the terms of the surrender document signed aboard HMS Bulldog a few days ago on the 9th of May 1945, all German troops, except for certain personnel, are to remain at their posts, are to move out of the demarcation line. Here, this black thick line you can see on the map here, gentlemen. The zone of which covers roughly the southern part of the island, including the castle, and are to move north of the demarcation line, pending further orders. Certain troops, such as the Engineer and Pioneer Corps, you can see here, the black piping on their insignia, the signals, and some of the medical staff, have been asked to remain in their positions and to wait for further orders. So please do not be surprised, gentlemen, if you still see the enemy wandering around the castle. Do ensure you challenge them and ensure their papers are cleared and they have been already processed by forces. This movement of German personnel occurred under their own command structure, and one of our early tasks shall be to send out patrols around the islet to check all of these German soldiers have been given permission to be here and have followed the orders necessary, and are to round up any remaining Germans who are still here at liberty. There are of course exceptions to this order, which we've just detailed on here, but we will just refresh you. German guards ordered to remain and provide guard over stocks of arms and ammunition, pending their replacement by British troops. And certain signal specialists shall also be ordered to remain here at the castle, using both civilian and German military systems. Our early job will be to replace as many of these Germans as possible, so that we can clear the islet of as many as possible as soon as possible, gentlemen. Intelligence reports that no more than 6 or 7 German forces are remaining here at the castle, assuming that the rest have of course followed their orders. Mr. Bentley, you and the rest of the men with the Royal Signals will be established WT and a fixed line of communications from the islet to the HQ. B Battery 620 Regiment, which, as you all know, currently is located in the former Kriegsmarine HQ at the Pomodor Hotel, just of what we have renamed Liberation Square, gentlemen. Myself, with the other sailors of the Royal Navy, will be establishing a port control operations in the tower at the very top where we have just placed the Union flag, gentlemen. The Royal Navy's task will also include the control of, and if possible, rendering safe of all mined areas and the mine boom which stretches off of the castle breakwater, which is currently in place across the harbour mouth and is controlled by a bunker halfway down the breakwater by the old hermitage of St Helier. Major Lacane and the rest of the gunners of the Royal Artillery element will be undertaking patrol sweeps, revealing all German guards, manning the office and also assisting the Royal Navy in their port control duties. As well as this, gentlemen, all elements of the Force 135 will be expected to parade here at midday today, where we will have an inspection of uniform and arms, and then, in accordance with tradition before the war, we will march round and fire the signal gun here at the castle at 1300 hours. It is unlikely that you will encounter any civilians at the castle, as is anyone of business supposed to be here. Should you do so, however, you are to check the ID cards and ensure all papers are in order. Anyone whose papers are not in order are to be temporarily detained and taken up to the HQ in the top of the Governor's house, where we can ensure that these are cleared and further action can be taken by the senior officers and NCOs. Remember, the standing orders are that the Germans who are not ordered to remain at the post shall otherwise go north of the demarcation line shown earlier, and that all the members of these forces who are not allowed to be here are to be detained and once again report to HQ at the top of the castle there. On completion of the operations here at the castle, I shall order the code word of GOAT to be sent to HQ B Battery 2nd 620 Regiment Royal Artillery, as aforementioned at the Pom d'Or. And with the castle cleared and made safe, elements of Force 135 will then continue and return to shore, where they will continue the rest of their work there. I'm proud to see each of you here wearing your red Force 135 flash with the leopards which is the ancient symbol here in the Channel Islands. It was designed by the Force 135 Commander, Brigadier Snow, and I have every confidence in your hard work and dedication in completing this element of liberation, gentlemen. Has everything been made perfectly clear to you, gentlemen, and are there any questions?
No, sir.
No, sir. No, sir.
Very well, gentlemen, we will see you here on parade at 1200 hours, and again round at the Grand Battery for 1:45 for the 1300 signal firing. Thank you very much, Major. If you'd like to carry on, please.
Detail, attention! Fire the right, turn and dismiss. Dismiss!